I wake to waves pounding the shore, my head throbbing, sand clinging to my skin. The plane wreckage sprawls across the beach, half sunk in shallow water. No other survivors in sight. My bag is nearby, holding a lighter, a pocket knife, and a half-empty water bottle. The island stretches before me, thick with towering palms and tangled vines. I gather driftwood, coax a small fire to life as the sun sets. The night hums rustling leaves, distant animal cries. I clutch the knife, sleep barely coming. I've scouted the beach, found a freshwater stream cutting through the jungle a mile inland. I refill my bottle, mark the path with snapped branches. The heat is merciless, my clothes already tearing. I sharpen a stick into a crude spear. No fish yet, but crabs dart over the rocks. I catch one, roasted over the fire. It has not much, but it has sustenance. I weave palm fronds into a lean-to at night. It has flimsy, but it keeps the rain off. I got lost in the jungle, wandering for hours before stumbling back to the stream. My shoes are falling apart, so I bind my feet with strips of bark. They ray rough, but functional. I find a cluster of small, green bananas barely ripe, but edible. I eat half, stash the rest. At night, eyes gleam just beyond the firelight. Something is watching. I grip the spear, heap more wood on the flames. I am improving at fishing, crafting a vine net to trap small fish in the shallows. 3 today. Cooked over the fire my first real meal in days. I've strengthened the lean-to, weaving more fronds for stability. Loneliness weighs heavy. I talk to myself, narrating tasks to stay sane. I find a sharp rock, better than the knife for slicing vines. Rescue feels like a distant hope. A storm raged last night. The lean-to held, but the beach is a wreck, debris scattered everywhere. I salvage a plastic tarp from the wreckage, use it to collect rainwater. The bananas are nearly gone. I try climbing a coconut tree, fall twice, bruise my ribs, but get one down. I crack it open with the rock. The milk is sweet, the flesh chewy, but filling. I keep the fire burning constantly now. Smoke might signal someone. I've mapped more of the island. A rocky cliff rises on the north side, overlooking endless ocean. No ships, no planes. I find a small cave near the cliff, damp but sheltered. I consider moving there if another storm hits. I catch a bigger fish today, nearly losing the net. My hands are calloused, my skin burned. I carve notches in a tree to track time. It feels like an eternity. I move to the cave. It is cooler, safer. I haul my supplies: tarp, spear, net, the last bananas. I find wild yams in the jungle, dig them up with the knife. They ray starchy, bland, but they sustain me. I am leaner, stronger. No sign of rescue. At night, I hear howling wild dogs. Maybe. I stack rocks at the cave entrance, just in case. I build a vine snare and catch a bird, some kind of pheasant. I pluck and roast it. Best meal yet. I am weaving vines into a mat for the cave floor. It is slow, but it keeps my mind occupied. The fire is my lifeline. I spend hours gathering wood, keeping it alive. I dream of home, but it feels like a fading memory. Dogs came last night. 3. Snarling at the cave entrance. I shout, wave the spear, throw burning sticks. They back off. I don sleep. Today, I pile more rocks at the entrance, sharpen extra spears. Food is scarcer, yams are harder to find. Fish smaller, hunger gnaws constantly. I keep moving, stopping isn't an option. I find mangoes high in the trees. I climb, nearly fall, but grab a few. They ray ripe, juicy, a burst of flavor after weeks of blandness. I am better at spotting tracks, avoiding danger. I sidestep a snake in the underbrush. The cave feels like home, strange as that sounds. I talk to the fire at night, like it is listening. Another storm hits. The cave keeps me dry. But the beach is wrecked again. I spend days rebuilding the net. Torn by wind. I am down to 1 fish a day. Sometimes none. Back to yams. My body aches. But I am used to it. I carve a calendar into the cave wall. Time drags. I wonder if anyone is still looking. I find a tidal pool teeming with shellfish. I spend hours prying them open with the knife. They raise slimy. Eaten raw. But they give me strength. I am building a raft. Lashing logs with vines. It is likely futile I can't navigate the ocean, but it gives me purpose. The dogs haven't returned. Maybe the fire scares them. The raft is taking shape. But it is heavy. Hard to move. I test it in the shallows it holds. Barely. I am not ready to leave. But I need to believe I can. I find bitter, edible leaves. I boil them in a hollowed-out rock over the fire. My clothes are rags. I weave palm fronds into a crude vest. It is something. I see a plane, a speck in the sky. Too high to notice my fire. I scream. Wave the tarp. Pile green leaves on the flames for smoke. Nothing. It is gone. The disappointment cuts deeper than hunger. I eat shellfish. Boiled leaves. Stare at the raft. Maybe tomorrow I'll try deeper water. Maybe. The raft fails. I take it out too far. And a wave flips it. I swim back. Exhausted. Losing half a day. I am stuck. Food as steady shellfish. Yams. The occasional bird. I build a signal fire on the cliff. Stacking dry wood high. If another plane comes, I'll be ready. My beard is long. Hair tangled. I barely recognize myself. I am sick. Bad leaves. Maybe. 2 days vomiting. Too weak to move. I drink stream water. Stay in the cave. I am better now. But it scared me. I am cautious with food. The signal fire is ready. But no planes. I keep the cave tidy. Like it matters. It is all I can control. I catch 2 birds in 1 snare. I eat one. Dry the other over the fire. I am surviving. Even thriving. The jungle is less daunting. I know its sounds. Its dangers. The ocean is still a wall. I rebuild the raft. Stronger. I won't give up on it. Dogs again. Bolder. One lunges while I am fishing. I stab it with a spear. Others flee. Blood on my hands. But I am alive. I cook fish. Eat in silence. The raft is nearly done. I tested it floats better. I am tempted to try the ocean. But I wait. 1 more week. I am ready. The raft is sturdy. Loaded with dried fish. Yams. Tarp for shade. I carve a paddle from driftwood. The signal fire is still there. Just in case. I am scared. But I can stay. Tomorrow. I push off at dawn. The island has kept me alive. But it is time to go. I am on the water. The raft holds. I paddle hard. The island shrinking behind me. The ocean is vast. Terrifying. But I keep going. No land in sight. I eat sparingly. Drink rainwater from the tarp. The sun burns. Nights freeze. I don't know if I'll make it. But I am free. For the first time in 100 days. I feel hope. I paddle through the night. Stars sprawling above. Waves rocking the raft. My arms burn. But I don't stop. The tarp catches a drizzle. Enough to refill my bottle. I chew dried fish. Rationing every bite. The horizon stays empty. But I talk to myself. Recounting the island, every fish caught. Every storm survived. It keeps me steady. A storm brews on the 3rd day at sea. Waves swell, threatening to flip the raft. I lash myself to the logs with vines. Clutch the paddle. Rain pelts, soaking everything. The tarp flaps loose. But I tie it down, saving the water. Hours pass in a blur of wind and salt. The raft holds. I am alive. Shivering. But alive. The storm clears, leaving glassy water. I spot a bird circling overhead, a gull. Maybe land could be near. My heart races, but I temper hope. I paddle steadily, scanning the horizon. Food is low. Just a yam and a strip of fish left. I drink sparingly. At night, I tie the paddle to the raft, drift under the stars, whispering plans for when I reach shore. On the fifth day, a shape breaks the horizon. An island, smaller than the last. I paddle harder, ignoring the ache in my shoulders. The shore is rocky, lined with mangroves. I beach the raft, stumble onto solid ground. Fresh water trickles nearby, and I drink deeply. I find small fish in the shallows. Eat them raw. This isn't rescue, but it's a start. I build a new fire, using the lighter. Still functional after all this time. The island is quieter than the last. Fewer animal calls. I weave a quick shelter from branches, drape the tarp over it. My body is weary, but my mind is sharp. I carve a new notch in a tree, day one here. I'll rest, rebuild, then move on. The ocean is not done with me yet. Fish are plentiful here. I craft a new net, catch enough for 2 meals a day. I dry extras over the fire, building a stockpile. The mangroves hide crabs, easy to trap. I am eating better than I have in weeks. I reinforce the shelter, weaving tighter walls. At night, I sit by the fire, planning the next raft. I need something stronger for the open sea. A week on this island, and I am stronger. My ribs don't ache anymore. My hands steady. I find a patch of wild taro. Dig up the roots. They ray tough, but edible after boiling. I am building a new raft, using thicker logs and tighter vines. I test it daily in the shallows, tweaking the balance. I fail again. I spot a ship as silhouette at dawn. Far out. I scramble to the fire, pile green branches to make smoke. I wave the tarp, shout until my throat is raw. It is too far. Doesn't turn. My chest tightens, but I shake it off. I eat taro. Check the raft. It is ready. Tomorrow, I leave. This island is a waypoint, not a home. I push off at first light, the new raft gliding smoothly. The sea is calm, a rare gift. I paddle steadily, keeping the rising sun to my left. Food is packed tight, dried fish, taro, a full bottle of water. The tarp shields me from the sun. I hum to myself, old songs from another life. The island fades behind me. Days blur on the water. I paddle, eat, sleep, paddle again. The raft holds strong. I spot dolphins once, their fins slicing the waves. It is the first company I've had in months. I laugh, talk to them until they vanish. Food is holding, but water is low. I pray for rain. The stars guide me at night, pointing somewhere. I follow. A squall hits, smaller than the last. I tie everything down, ride it out. The raft takes a beating but stays intact. I am soaked, cold, but unharmed. I bail water with a hollowed gourd, eat a strip of fish. The horizon is still empty, but I feel it land as close. I paddle harder, eyes fixed ahead. On the 10th day at sea, I see it, a faint line of green. My heart leaps. I paddle until my arms scream. The line growing into hills, trees, a coastline. Waves push me toward a sandy shore. I leap off, drag the raft to land. I collapse, laughing, crying. It is not home, but it is earth. I am alive. I explore the new shore. A river runs nearby, fresh and clear. I drink, refill my bottle. Fish dart in the shallows, and I spot fruit trees inland, oranges, heavy on the branches. I eat one, juice dripping down my chin. I build a fire, set up the tarp. This place feels different, kinder. I carve a notch, day one here. Days pass, and I settle into a rhythm. I fish, gather fruit, reinforce my shelter. The river as a lifeline, teeming with life. I find clay, experiment with shaping it into a crude pot. I fire it over the flames it holds. I boil water, cook fish. I am not just surviving now. I am building something. I find a path, faint but worn, human footprints, old but clear. My pulse races. I follow it inland, clutching the spear. It leads to a clearing abandoned. But there's a stone fiery pit, a broken trap. Someone was here. I call out, voice hoarse. No answer. I return to camp, mind spinning. I am not alone. Weeks pass. I follow the path daily, searching for signs. I find none, but I keep looking. I am stronger, healthier, the pot as useful, the shelter solid. I weave a basket for fruit, dry fish for storage. At night, I sit by the fire, carving a stick into a figure, a reminder of who I was. I am ready for what's next. A sound wakes me, voices, distant but real. I grab the spear, creep toward the river. Shadows move in the dawnlight. I step out, raise a hand. They freeze, then call back. They ray fishermen, locals. They speak a language I don't know, but their smiles are clear. They point to a boat, gesture for me to follow. I board their boat. The raft left behind. The men share water, bread. I eat, tears in my eyes. The shore fades as we motor toward a village huts. Smoke, life. I step onto the dock, legs shaky. A crowd gathers, curious. I am here. I made it. 100 days. And I am home.